going on, party people in the place to be? It is the Pod Couple on every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock on your station. I can't even talk straight, man. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. When you hear that music come on, it's like you get so pumped up,
Facts.
and it just gives you a great feeling. It gives you great feelings. But welcome to the show tonight, everybody. I'm your host, Mr. Kornerstone Kev, aka Star Child, aka Shazam. And to my left, or is it my other left? I forget which one it was.
Here we go. Earlier today, we confused.
But my man,
yeah,
they talk. Yeah. How you say he went that way? That way. This is my man, my boy, Mr. Sergeant Knicks, aka GMan for life. What's happening, bro? How you feeling?
What's good with you, my brother? It's always a pleasure to see you. You know, these Thursdays are few and far between because I think, secretly, the NBA got something against watching the Pod Couple because
of course
they tend to schedule games on Thursdays.
Oh, absolutely.
Days, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good.
But it's all good because we here. When I saw 8 o'clock, I said, "Oh, we can pull this off." I could see if it was 7:30, but I say 8 o'clock. Oh, we can definitely pull this off tonight.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, there are very few times that you will actually hear out of my mouth me giving my co-host accolades, right? He was brilliant in that because I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the Knicks getting ready to play the Rockets tonight. And then he came up and he said, "You gave me to 8 o'clock." I'm like, "Oh, snap, okay." So, all praises due to my man Kornerstone.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's my ring. Oh, I thought I had my ring on. I don't have my ring, so you can't kiss it.
I'm not kissing no ring.
Yo,
it ain't finna happen.
So I'm not the Godfather. I'm not the Godfather, huh?
No, not even almost. But good try. Good try. It was a good try, though.
Good try, right? But yes, we are. We are the Pod Couple on every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock on your YouTube channel. Real quick, I normally don't do this, but I have to shout out some people that are in chat because I haven't seen them in a long time. I got to shout out Miss Stephanie from the Queen's Court. Thank you, Steph, for tuning in. Miss Karen Fung. I haven't talked to her ever, but she's always recognizing me every time Freeze has a show on. So salute to her. Salute to Geraldine McIver. MCKIV. Did I say it right, Mr.
I'm gonna let you have that, Cat.
You let me hold that? Okay, all right. And my arch nemesis, he's another arch nemesis from across the Pacific. No, across the Atlantic. Mr. Andy N. I call him Ninja P, but Andy, welcome to the show. And the one, the only, who does not need any introduction, Mr. J Boogie. That's my brother, man. That's our brother. You need some inspiration, don't ever go to, ladies and gentlemen, do never go to my co-host. You go to Mr. J Boogie for inspiration.
Boy, you know what? I said I was going to be nice today too. I said I was going to be nice.
Yeah, you said, but we know that we know that won't last for it. Yeah.
It ain't gonna last long.
Yeah. And Knicks for life, welcome. Devin Fisher, welcome. And my man, still Knicks fans. That's my boy right there. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
No doubt.
All right, man, let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. I hope everyone is staying safe because it seems like this pandemic is not going away anytime soon.
It's really
which I thought that it would, but yeah, this thing until we have a hold on this this epidemic. We're gonna see nights like tonight. I think like 3/4 of the sports leagues are in COVID protocols. Yeah, COVID protocols. It's amazing that this is happening at a at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
And just focusing on our team, you have one RJ Barrett that's out.
Yep.
You have one Obi Toppin, your boy,
Yep.
that's out. You have a up and rising star. I think he's going to be a star in Quentin Grimes. He's out.
Yep.
And now to add to all this, you have Kevin Knox that's out.
Yep.
And then not to mention from the broadcast, you have Walt Clyde Frazier um, that's out. And
Facts.
now I was just told that Rebecca Harlow is out.
Really?
Yes, she is
Wow. Is
out.
she pregnant?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I'm still trying to,
Wow.
still trying to figure out how Wally pulled that one, Wally Zerbiak. But it's all good, and
It
everything.
is what
I got to give him his props,
it
man.
is. What it is.
But yeah, man. It's amazing. And then when you look around the league, notable people, notable players are out from their teams. I just saw that Russell Westbrook he entered COVID protocols.
Really?
Yes, sir. I saw that.
Wow.
I saw Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. He entered COVID protocols.
Middleton also? Because I saw him
Um,
both out.
I didn't.
I don't know if it's for the
Well,
same thing,
well,
but I saw both are out.
well, right. Um, it's
Fox
just a
is
big
out from San Antonio. I mean,
yeah.
Sacramento. Sacramento Fox
Sacramento's out. Brooklyn has
in the
been
day.
decimated as well.
Yeah.
Um, I'm seeing here in the chat. Usually I don't look at the chat, but Mr. Ninja P, Mr. Andy says Darren Fox is out
Yep. He is. I just
COVID
saw that before we came
protocols.
on.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing what is going on with these with this epidemic right here. Because again, I thought that that we were starting to have a handle on it, and it's they're saying, "Hold up, I'm not done with y'all yet." So it's amazing. I mean, and I saw some comments on Twitter talking about maybe they should close it down for like a couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, I saw
I
that
don't
too.
know.
I saw
I
that.
don't
But
know.
I'm gonna tell you right now that the NBA is
Yeah.
not doing that because you're talking about money out of somebody's pocket, bro. If it's a way to
Yes.
play the game, they're gonna do that. So
Yes.
that being the case, I guess the question then becomes how long do you let this go before you have to start legitimately looking at calling players up from the G League to fill these roster spots?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you know what I was thinking about for our team. You know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about was his name Luca or
Luka,
whatever
yep,
his name. Yeah,
yep,
I was thinking him, but he's
yep.
got a foot injury, so he's not going to be there. And then we won't get to see our boy Mr. Jericho Sims either because he's with the G League right now.
So I think that it's easy enough to reverse that decision, sending him to the G League. He should be suited up tonight on the bench, prepared to play. Number one, because when you're talking about a uh, Kevin Knox entering the protocol, then you're looking at who's supposed to play at the three, because you have no Grimes, you have no Knox,
Right,
there's no Obi, right?
right.
So quickly can only play so many positions, right? So
Yes.
what are you doing? What 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 are you doing? So they're gonna have to figure out what that looks like and how we get over this hump. But more importantly, you know, and this is gonna be one of those games. And I hate to say it because people will use the fact of however this game goes tonight, right? I'm not
Hmm.
watching the game from a perspective of wins and losses, who wins, who loses. I am anticipating, I'm hoping, and again, hope it's not a strategy, but I'm hoping we get the win, right? But if, say, for instance, something comes to pass, the first thing that people will say, well, we had X amount of players out. That and there was no one available. Well, there are people available, right?
Well, here's the thing. All these players that we have on our team, from the star in Randall, and the only reason I'm calling him star because he's
Yeah,
he's the
I got
favorite.
you. I
he's
got
the
you.
face right now,
Yep.
to the lowest guy on our bench.
Hmm.
All of these guys have practiced under Tibbs. So what I'm getting at is who's ever on the floor has to have an idea of what Tibbs wants to, wants how they're going to play.
Okay.
So whoever is going to replace a Knox or an Obi or a RJ Barrett, they've got to, I have confidence that they'll come out and play and and show some stuff. We might see somebody and be like, hmm, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
But in saying that, you and I, because we've had many conversations, me driving to work, how Tibbs ain't budging for nothing. So bottom line is, even if whoever scores, let's say they score 30 or 40,
Hmm.
they still they'll get their moment of shine, and Tibbs will, once these guys come back, we won't see him again, which is sad.
So Kev, I'm gonna propose something to you, right? And I know I have been very adamant about how I feel about one Mr. Tom Thibodeau, right?
Hmm.
Very clear about
Yeah.
my.
Oh, absolutely. It's been on record. It's been on record.
So I would say this: tonight is would be the night for this gentleman to get his affairs in order. Let's say that, right?
Mhm.
So we are faced with a situation to where it's not normal. You got key players on your squad that are not available to go tonight. So you have to figure out based on who is left, who is remaining on your roster. What do you do with that? And also be productive at the same time to put a competitive team out there on the court to play against a Houston Rockets team, right? So
Yeah.
for all those naysayers out there that believe in their heart of hearts that this gentleman is not a part, I'm not going to say the total problem. I'm going to say a part of the problem of the decline in the Knicks season this year, then I'm going to leave it tonight, right? So if you are the coach of the year, right, and you were able to go out there and put people in places to succeed, I want to see tonight. I
Absolutely.
got to see that. I got to see it. And I'm telling you right now, if it don't happen, swan song, baby. I'm telling you, the swan song. Look, the fat lady is on the back porch doing me. She about to croon up. I'm telling you, brother, it's
What
coming.
did the what did the Riddler say in Jim Carrey say in Batman Forever when they were destroying the Batcave? He said, "Somebody tell the fat lady she's on in 5."
There you go. It's coming. It's coming. And Kaiser Sose says we have most of the veterans available, so no excuses for tears. There we go. There we go. Because and he's right. Because when you look at it, the only starter that we have that's out for protocol right now is RJ.
Right.
Everybody else we talking about is coming off the bench.
Right. Right.
So I mean, we'll see what happens. We, we,
Yeah, we'll
we,
see what
will,
happens.
we will see what happens.
Also, I don't know if I hope the chat can either correct me on this or not, but I believe that Christian Wood is out for the Rockets as well.
You know,
So
I didn't even look to see who they had available, who was playing, and who wasn't.
right,
I
right,
didn't even look.
right, right, right. Yeah.
I mean,
So
but mentioning that, how you feeling about this game tonight, kid?
we got to stop this bleeding. Basically, we got to stop this bleeding. We're on a 4-game losing streak, and we'll get into the games that we lost, but we're on a 4-game losing streak.
That we are.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, my counterpart and I talk each morning, and we also talk after games, even during games, of
Hmm.
what we see and how disgusted and how um, flabbergasted we are at the play that we see. Because around this time last year, I think we were like 4 games below, 5 games below 500, but we saw progress.
Right.
We saw a team. What happened?
I got a doggone moth in my house, brother. I don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's a little moth flying around here. Don't worry. Y'all might see me beat myself up on camera, but it's okay. G-Man ain't crazy. I'm just trying to get this little moth, bro. He
Do
got
I
the dot.
have do I
He
have
got
to
the
do a do I have to do
The
an
intervention. No, I don't need
inspection
an intervention. No,
an inspection of your house
no.
to see,
Kev,
have
come
that
on,
white
Kev.
glove and have that,
Come on, Kev. Come on, Kev.
have that,
Come on, Kev.
wipe
Come
to
on.
see if there's any dust or
Listen,
anything?
listen.
I'm
This is
I'm
Florida.
just
So
asking.
in Florida during this time of year, insects. It gets cold at night, so they want to come inside, right? So and there are creaks and crevices when the door is open. I ain't got to explain that to you. Don't worry. Go continue on. I'm gonna look for this little moth right here. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, all
There
right.
you go. Hey,
So
chat. If y'all see him, let me know. Don't let him sneak up on me.
so as I was saying, last year this team had a hunger. They were still trying to find themselves, but they had a hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Randall had a hunger. RJ Barrett had a hunger. Obi was still trying to find himself. Quickly had a hunger. He
Yep.
quickly took shots that you didn't question.
Right.
Derrick Rose, once we made the trade for Derrick Rose, he had a hunger because Derrick Rose realized that this was his second chance at, with playing for us, playing for the Knicks the second time around.
Right.
Um Nolan Zoel had a hunger.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Mitchell Robinson had a hunger.
I would
And
say, I mean, just kind of what you were alluding to. I would say last year's team
they were
collectively
hungry.
came together and said, nobody has faith in us. So we need to go out here and prove everybody wrong. So everybody, the hunger that you're talking about, everybody had the desire to go out and do well for the organization. And
Yeah.
and they actually played as a unit. They played together. No one was above anyone else, regardless of what their stature was. Whatever people said that their individual roles were, all that was irrelevant. When they were on the court, they were playing for one another. I don't get that feeling this year, Kev. I'm just saying.
And as much as we complained about Alfred Payton, and as much as people complained about Reggie Bullock not being, uh, I guess he was, I won't say one dimensional, but he was great on defense, and he could shoot the three. People still complained about him because he wasn't a playmaker.
Right?
They still helped us out.
I mean, everyone had a role to play. Everyone filled their role, and I believe that based on how everything rolled out, Tibbs did a good job in managing these folks in their specific roles. Right.
Yes,
So
yes.
in that manner, he did a good job in saying, "I'm gonna play Alfred for the first 5 minutes of the quarter, and then
Hmm.
I'm gonna sub somebody else in." Right. So whatever. I don't know where that Tibbs went. Please bring him back because there's no way possible. I ain't even gonna get into Mr. We gonna get into Fournier later on, but there's no way possible that this dude is playing 20 plus minutes a game and not giving you nothing, and you still got him on the floor.
Right.
Now,
So what does management do? They don't re-sign Bullock. They
right,
definitely don't re-sign Alfred Payton.
right.
And and when you look at it, also the guys that we just named, they're not contributing on their teams anyway.
I mean, this is the
They're,
thing.
they're not
I believe
contributing.
this, Kev, and I would take this to my grave. Right. I believe that if you hire me, I come to work for you, and you have a certain set of expectations for me to accomplish day in and day out. You
Hmm.
have 5 things that I'm supposed to do every day. Out of those 5 things, I monk up 3 of them, and then the other two, I'm doing a half job at. How long am I expected to keep that job? Let's be honest. How long am I expected to keep that job?
Not very long.
So and I understand contracts and all everything else comes into play, but at some point, somebody is gonna have to put their big boy pants on, right? They're
Hmm.
gonna have to lace them up, get that belt and pull it past the third outlet in the belt and pull it to like the fourth one, and
Right.
then tuck it back in and go upstairs and see Mr. Dolan and say, "Guess what, boss? We monked this up, right? This gonna cost us a little bit, but we can't keep going down this path. We gonna have to take a loss on this. We're gonna
Well,
have to take an L on this one right here and move on."
right, right. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Say what you want about the draft, how we kept moving back and all, that and everything.
Yep.
We picked three really, actually four, because one of them stashed away in Spain. But we picked uh, three of the four really good rookies from this draft. They're
Mm-hmm.
sound defensively and they can score.
Right.
So we were fine. We were fine with with who we got. We thought in free agency that we were yeah, yeah, yes. We thought in free agency that we were going to be able to have that offensive punch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we knew what they were on defense. We knew what one Evan Fournier and one Kemba Walker was on defense, but we figured that their offense would carry us.
Right.
We
Right.
also thought that now putting Mitchell Robinson back in the starting lineup, that should solidify our paint.
Right.
We brought back Alec Burks, we brought back Derrick Rose,
Mm-hmm.
and we brought back Nolan's Noel
Yep. And Taj.
and Taj.
Yep.
And Taj.
We
We did
did.
all that. We go undefeated. Oh, by the way, and with those rookies, they showed out in summer league as well,
They did.
along with Quickly and along with your boy,
Yep. They did.
along with your
They had a
boy.
good showing for sure.
Yes, they had really, really good showing, showing that we haven't seen in the Knicks rookies. This is, I think, like the first time that we've ever been excited to see our rookies, our summer league, in a long while.
Right.
Everything. So,
I'm
all
with
right.
you.
So we have a training camp, a
We do.
meaningful training camp,
We do. Yep. We
and
did
we
that.
go undefeated in the preseason.
We did that
We
as
go
well. Yep.
undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, um, shout out to Sim from Nothing But Knicks because he provided a pathway for us to all go to the game.
Right. Right.
Get on you because you were supposed to be there, but we won't get on you and everything. We won't get.
Okay. Thank you, Kev.
You're very welcome. But I got to see all my Knicks family.
Right.
Even got to see my man Halito. What's Halito's last name? Um, the actor. Hold on one second.
Mm-mm-mm.
Halito McCullum, which is his birthday today. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Halito.
No doubt.
Got to see him. Steph was there. Anthony Crow was there. Um, State of New York was there. Everybody was there. We were there. Oh, and Evergreen. We're all there for that game. It was in double overtime, but we still found a way to pull it out.
Right.
So we win that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go down to Orlando
Mm-hmm.
and beat the snot out of Orlando.
Right.
Come home, don't know how, but they Orlando gets their win.
Mm.
So for me personally, I give them a mulligan. I don't think about,
You
um
think that's a fluke?
yeah, I think it's a fluke.
Okay.
We win a few more games to
Mm-hmm.
build up that cushion
Right. To keep us over
because that's
500.
all that keep us over 500.
Okay. Got you.
And the weeks ahead,
Mm. It's a
you
blur.
couldn't tell me. I think and I'm sure the chat will probably correct me on this, but I think we go 7-14. I think it's 7-14 with losses to Toronto,
Mm.
Orlando, again on our home floor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, Cleveland,
Mm.
um, Denver, who just mopped the floor with us, and they had a skeleton crew on board as well.
Yep. That happened.
Um, who else can I name? There's so many that I can't name right now, but it was just ridiculous. But at any rate, the 4 game losing streak um started with who did it start with? Did it start with Denver
No.
at home?
No. 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 It was. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead with the point. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get it too. Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna look at this because it was ridiculous. Everything that was going down. Um,
So we lost against Indiana, the Pacers.
okay, at
Then we
away,
lost against
away,
away, and
yeah,
then we
away.
lost against Toronto away.
Toronto away,
Then we lost against Milwaukee at home,
at home, beat us
and
by
then we
20
just and then we just lost to Golden State at home.
to Golden State at home.
That's the 4 games right there. Now,
Right.
if you want to go before that, uh, on Thursday the second, we lost to Chicago, and then after Chicago lost, we lost against Denver. Okay, so Chicago was a loss at home. To your
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
Denver was a loss at home. We went on the road and had this fictitious win against San Antonio, and then came the loss away against Indiana, and away
Yeah.
against Toronto, and then at home against Milwaukee, and at home against Golden State. That is the bed in which we find ourselves right
And I'm having nightmares about it. You said bad. I'm having nightmares right now. I'm having nightmares about it right now. How many times have I asked? Have I said I need some Tylenol?
now. Oh boy, look! If I had a dime for every time you said it, I'd still be a millionaire right now. That's how bad it is. I would be a millionaire right now. I said a dime. I ain't said a dollar. I said a dime.
A
And I would be
dime.
a millionaire.
A dime.
I would be a millionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've had a bad headache for a few days now.
A
A
few
few
weeks.
days, a few weeks, a
Yeah,
few
weeks.
weeks.
But I guess this is the $1 million question, Kev.
Yeah.
What do we do to get better? We know what the problem
Well,
is.
well, here's the thing. Well, let's identify the problem. Let's start with the starting five.
Well, I would go one better with you. I believe in attacking problems from the root because a lot of discussions that I've heard and I've been a part of, people tend to address the symptom. They don't address the root cause of what the problem is, right?
Well, I'll
So
tell you.
so so
Hey,
in some
real quick,
people's mind,
real,
yeah, go ahead.
real quick. We know who ain't the root problem. Your boy Obi. We know
No,
he ain't the root problem.
no, not at all. Not even a little. I would say that people think that you can go out here and get these 1 or 2 players and they're going to come in here and fix everything that's wrong with the New York Knicks. I'm going to tell you this: wake up. If you have not seen School Days at the very end of the movie, when Lawrence Fishburne is standing in the quad and he's screaming, "Wake up, New York Knicks fans! Wake up! Wake
Millennials don't know.
up!"
Millennials don't know. Millennials don't know. School
Look,
days.
this is the age of digital. Everything is digital and everything's online. Go Google it, look it up, and then watch it. If you ain't got to watch, you don't want to watch the movie. Fast forward to the end when Lawrence Fishburne's out there telling you to wake up. Because I'm telling you right now, this is what it is, Kev. I said this on an L show for the love of the game last night.
Right.
The front office, I believe they get. I'm gonna give them 40% of the blame, simply because again we took a stab at 2 individuals, thinking that they would come in and prop up what we had and continue to build on what we had last year. That was a historic, dramatic failure from the word go, right?
Yeah.
From the word go, just
Right.
no. So then you take that. So number one, the front office did provide you the requisite personnel that you think you need to win games. Number two, you have a head coaching situation into where the let's just say the rotational thought process, I'm not really feeling. Not even almost.
I'm
Not
not.
even. Not even.
I'm
Not
not.
even.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree.
Not even in the neighborhood.
Totally agree. And the chat. I would like to know if you how much blame do you give Tibbs for everything that's going on? Because you're totally right. These rotations are pitiful.
Lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Lack thereof. And
And I'm
then,
sh- yeah.
and
Go ahead.
I won't. The players are not absolved of blame here, right?
No. No.
Because when you look at when you're on the court and you're playing a specific role or you have a specific. Let me tell you something, Kev. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Hold on. Let me. I had to do this last night. America. Let me talk to you for a minute. Explain to me this. How is it possible that you are a guard on a basketball organization and I'm watching you play defense, and the whole time that you're playing defense, you're riding on somebody's hip the entire time, and the head coach is watching you ride somebody's hip the entire time, and there's no switch, no substitutions made. He just watch you ride his hip the whole time.
That's a
I'm like,
problem.
What's going on, brother?
That GMan, that is a problem. That is a problem. And the thing about that, what you just said, as bad as all other Nick coaches have been, they wouldn't do what Tibbs is doing
That
now.
that that's a black boy. Look, you could be a coach of a third grade little league basketball team. We know
Hmm.
better than that. Come, the hip, Kev. Come on now, the hip, really. And I'm not
Right.
talking about. I can see. Okay, let me back up for a second, because
Hmm.
I can see if we were talking about elite perimeter offensive players, elite point guards that can take you off. Kyrie Irving. I can see if you're talking about Kyrie Irving. You can't stop him. The only thing you can hope to do is contain him, right? Steph
Yes.
Curry. You can't stop him. You hope to contain Dame Lillard. These kind of guys that can, that have the ability
Even
to push you
even
off
the
the dribble.
yeah, even the two guys in Cleveland, a Ricky Rubio or Garland. I could see that because we know what they're capable of. Evan and ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who we're talking about Evan Fournier.
I wasn't gonna say his name. I
I
wasn't gonna
I,
give him the
I
same.
hear you. I understand. I understand. Evan Fournier is letting role players beat him,
Torching, not beat him, torching.
torture, torching, torching. It's just it's mind boggling. But
It's
and
sad.
ladies and gentlemen, the thing about it also is that it's not just on defense that's suffering; it's his offense as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's his offense as well. Give me that. What are you doing?
This is true. This is
That's a problem. It's one thing. Again, we knew what he was off defensively. We knew
we,
that.
we didn't think he was this bad though, Kev. We didn't think he was
No,
this
you know
bad.
what? Yes, you're absolutely right because I gave him some dap a little bit as well. So I'm guilty of it as well. But
He's horrible.
if go back to your job thing that you said, your job analogy you just talk about. If an employee is lacking one thing but is excellent in something else, that's something that the manager
It
can work with,
balances out.
right?
Yeah, it balances itself out. Yes,
Where's the
yes.
balance with this dude?
There's none. You are in a lose-lose situation right here, right now. Lose, lose. And I don't know what we're waiting for to react. Maybe they think that after the holidays, old Saint Nick is gonna, bring Evan Fournier a game, and at the first of the year he's going to be new and improved. Maybe I don't know. Are we hoping for a Christmas miracle, a miracle on 42nd Street, or whatever? What are we doing?
What did you say about hope? What did you say about hope?
Hope is not a strategy. But we're past we are past hope right now, Kev. What we're living on right now, We're living on the wish creed. We are living by the wish creed right now. This makes absolutely positively no sense to me. But I don't want to get off topic, right? But I want to know, based on who we have right now, who's on the roster. I'm not talking about who we could potentially trade for in the future.
No,
And,
because we're
not
not about that.
so
I want it right now.
right now,
All right. So you know what? I'm gonna
today,
tell you.
right now,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
how do we
I'm gonna
fix
tell
it?
you right now. We fix it by playing our kids.
Okay.
We fix it by playing our kids. I'm gonna give you a starting five and chat. What I want you to do also is give me your starting five and give me your bench. I'll give you my starting five right now.
Okay.
Um, just gotta find it first, unfortunately. Um, just 1 second.
Julian
Okay.
Blum says, "Put me in, coach."
Hey, Julian, we might do that. We might
No
just do
doubt.
that. Okay. So here's my starting five. I know um the chap might will not agree with one of them, but um here's my starting five. My starting five is RJ, Grimes, Randall, Mitch, and McBride.
So I'm gonna
And
need
then
you. I'm
and
gonna
then
need
my
you to be
bench.
specific. Hold on. I'm gonna need you to be specific at what position they're playing. What
Oh,
position are you
okay,
starting?
okay. I need of course Mitch to be the center.
Right? He's at the five.
I need Randall to be the four.
Okay.
I need Grimes to be a three.
Okay.
I think Grimes and RJ are interchangeable. I think both of them can because I
For
want
the
to put
three
I want to put RJ back in his original position
at the two.
at the two. I
Okay.
want to
All
do
right.
that.
Okay.
And I want McBride to be our point. And the reason why I say
Starting point
McBride,
guard.
huh?
You said you want McBride to be the starting point guard for
I
you.
would like him to, yeah, this is what I would like.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Um, the reason why I say McBride starting is you've already taken out Kimba.
Right.
You've already taken him out.
Mm-hmm.
I love the chemistry that IQ and Rose have with our bench. Our
Okay.
bench is one of the our, our bench is like the most potent. I mean, you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen it right now, but
Right.
it's the most potent in the NBA right now.
So let me be clear.
Um,
The roster that
okay,
you're talking about is barring no one is on protocol. Everyone is healthy. Everyone is available. Correct.
that's correct.
Okay.
That's
All right.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, and then my bench is quickly Rose, Toppin, Burks, and this will surprise you. Notice I didn't say Nolan's Noel. I would like to see Sims in there.
So you're removing Nerlens totally out of the equation right now.
Yes, because he's not reliable.
Okay.
He's not reliable.
The other person's name that I have not heard you say yet is Evan Fournier. He's
That's
not in the
right.
rotation at all.
No, he's not.
Okay. So
I
so
figure if Tibbs can keep an Austin Rivers out of the rotation after
mm,
a while,
mm,
and then he get traded,
mm,
why can't I do it with this guy right here?
I think
And
that,
I don't care about his contract either. I
oh,
don't
okay.
care.
I was about to say the problem you're gonna run into is the two players that you're not playing at all. You paid a whole bunch of money to, a whole bunch of money, and the front office is not going to abide by having these guys sitting on the bench and not seeing any playing time. Because number one,
Well,
and we talked about this earlier today. Number one, they're not able to elevate their trade status if you bury them on the bench. So you're going to take a loss either way. So all this money that you're paying these guys, you saying you're just going to flush that down the toilet and without any hopes of being able to recuperate those funds.
yeah,
Oh, I'm with you. I mean, no, Dolan got a lot of money, right? But I have not met a rich person yet that remain rich by being stupid, and they're not going to do that because that gives them no option in being able to recoup any of those funds that they've doled out for these bad contracts that we have right now. Now, granted, everyone says these contracts are tradable, but you have to have a trade market has to be available for you to go to another team. Right now, you can't melt Evan Fournier and a Nerlens Noel down and pour them on the team right now. That's how bad they are. That's
Exactly.
lacking in productivity and everything else is going on. So I don't even see that happen. But I appreciate that willing to go that extra mile to do something different than what we're seeing right now. Right?
So give me yours now. So give me yours.
So I'm on record already. I'm telling you, what my starting five would be if I'm the head coach of the New York Knicks for a day, right? So what I'm doing is I'm starting. My starting point guard is going to be Derrick Rose. My number
Okay.
two is going to be one Mr. R.J. Barrett. And
Hmm.
again, ladies and gentlemen, this is everyone's healthy. Nobody's out on protocol or anything like that, right? So Rose is going to be my starting point guard. R.J. is going to be the two. I'm going to have Alec Burks as the three, Randall at the four, Mitch at the five. Now coming off the bench, my guard would be a Deuce McBride. The
Hmm.
number two would be IQ. The number
Hmm.
three would be Grimes. The number four would be Obi. And the number five would be Sims. That's what I'm rolling with. And notice the people that the same thing I just told you, the same people that we're not talking about is Fournier and Nervous, right? So this is how we fix that. So I think we revert back to the same mindset that we had when we talked about Alpha Payton last year. Put these guys, figure out how to get them 4 or 5 minutes a game, let them get in, get theirs, and sit them on the bench. And hey, I'm giving you an opportunity to get out here and showcase your talent. Now you got one or two choices. You can barbecue or mildew. I don't care which one you do.
What did you say? Barbecue or mildew?
Barbecue or mildew. I don't care which one you do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
giving you an opportunity to showcase your talent so you can continuously build your draft cap. I mean, not your trade capital. So,
Yeah.
if another team has a need for you, and maybe it's one of those teams that are like one player away, that one role player away from making the championship run, and
Hmm.
you can unload that contract, right? There are those guys out there that believe that they're in that realm, and I'm with that. But like you, Kev, we can't continuously do the same thing over and over and over again and
Right.
hope for a different outcome. I promise you right now, I haven't even looked to see what the starting lineup is going to be, but I promise you I can tell you what it's going to be tonight. Derrick Rose is going to start at point guard. Fournier is going to be at the two. Burks at the three. Randall at the four. Mitch at the five. I promise. I ain't even got to look. I don't even have to go look. Right? And people will say, well, okay, GMan, that makes sense to me because who else we got to play?
I think New Orleans will start over Mitch.
You probably right. You are probably right, kid. You know why? Because that's just kind of day I'm having. None of this will start over Mitch. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. That's the kind of day I'm having right there. So what we do is, so we always complain about getting off to a slow start. So in your starting five, you got two individuals who have historically shown you they have no offensive productivity. At least Nerlens is known to get a block shot here or there.
Hmm.
He's known to cause a steal here or there. But that dude, the hip, I'm gonna start calling him the hip rider. The hip rider. Come on, man. Stop playing with me right now. That's what I'm gonna start calling. He got a new name, the hip rider. The hip rider.
Hit
Stop
rider.
playing, man. Stop it, Kev. Really?
Hit
And
rider. I
you
like
you
that.
continuously put this guy out here on the floor for what? Is that for entertainment? You might as well give him one of them big red noses, paint his face up, and put them big clown shoes on because that's what he acting like right there. Man, I ain't got time for this kid. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah. I was, when I was done, and I'm sure the chat will know. I was on. Shout out again to Sim for nothing but Knicks. He had him and his wife had an anniversary yesterday. They were married.
Oh,
I think.
happy anniversary.
Yeah, I think they were married for 20 years. I think or something
You,
like
you, you
that.
know, anytime you get that little crinkle in your forehead and you have to start thinking, 9 times out of 10, that's wrong. So I'm gonna leave that alone, kid. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. I'm trying to save you, brother. This is an intervention. I'm trying to save you. Let me save you, Kev.
If Andy and Steph are still on there, if you can verify what I just said, I greatly appreciate it.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, oh my god. So I was on when I was reinterrupted. I was on with Sim and Josh, Uncle Fulio, and Tony Crow. And this was after the um the Indiana game. We're
Mm-hmm.
sitting there, analyzing, and then they brung Tibbs on um
Post game conference.
post game comments, and then
Yep.
they did Evans. And I'm going to show you what I was like listening
The steak story.
to the video. Yeah. So I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting there like this.
Listening, I had
Mhm.
some bad steak the night before, and that's why I didn't play with
We, my expression right there
him.
was uncontrollable.
Oh my goodness.
After he said that, I was done. I even tweeted about it too. I said, I'm done with him. Totally, totally done.
Yeah.
I was so bad that Sims had to shut my mic off because I was laughing so hard. That's how ridiculous he sounded.
I'm with you, man.
And I mean, we were all four of us just looking at each other like, what in the world did he say?
The hip rider, bro. That's the hip rider for you. I'm telling you. I'm gonna, Kev. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna go get me a shirt made, a T-shirt that says hip rider on it. And people
Might
ain't
as
gonna know.
well. I mean, if shout out to CP for Knicks fan TV. If he can come up with a shirt and say Mitch, please, why can't you come up with that? Why can't you come up with that?
I'm just
The hip
saying.
rider.
I'm just saying. And you know, now that you bring that up, and this is a great segue, right? Because I definitely want to touch on this. You know, I've seen in the media here over the course, and we talked about this, you know, on our daily call. You got Mitch Robinson out here right now, saying that he's disgruntled. You know, he's tired of
Oh
running up and
yeah,
down the court
yeah,
and doing
absolutely.
cardio
Cardio,
and
yes,
all
yeah.
this, that, and the third. So what do you think? What do you think about? I'm not going to call it an outburst, but what do you think about Mitch's, I guess, uh, willfulness in showing his displeasure of what is going on with this organization?
I don't like it. I don't like it at
Do you
all.
think you would have saw that last year? Well, you wouldn't have saw it last year because he didn't play. So that's a new point. But
I don't like it.
yeah,
I don't like it. You're in your fourth year.
mm-hmm.
I mean, we can get on Kevin Knox about his motor or whatever.
Yeah.
We can get on Mitch right now. Mitch is not showing that he's a fourth year player, a fourth year veteran. He's not showing that.
I'm
If
with
you
you.
want to, if you want to, if you, me personally, if I'm um Leon Rose and all them, if you really want to be off this team, we'll ship you out.
Right.
I'll take the draft picks because also I already drafted somebody to take your place.
So you got the replacement on the bench
I
already.
already have my replacement already. And he shows me a lot more than what you show me. He's just as raw when you started out,
Right.
but he has the willingness to learn and to win.
You know what kind of amazes me about people is normally, and I understand people being in a bad occupational situation, right? I know people that are in dead end jobs they can't stand, but that's what put food on the table right now until something better comes along. I get it, right? But what you can't do when you in these dead end jobs, you can't be that person beating your chest saying I'm this and I'm that, right? But your performance
Mhm.
doesn't say that you're this or you're that. Because if your performance says you're this and you're that, you wouldn't have to tell nobody that. Somebody would be coming after you saying, "Hey, Kev, let me get you over here and put you in a situation to kind of elevate what
Right.
you got going on." Right?
Right.
I would say this, and it's ironic. It's so ironic that the clandestine tweet, or not tweet, the Instagram post that he put out was saying, "I'm tired of getting cardio done." Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Mitch. I watched you attempt to run up and down the court in two consecutive plays. My brother, you probably need to do just a little bit more cardio. Let's be honest, just a little bit more. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I see. This is what my eyes see. Right? Maybe you have an injury I don't know anything about. Maybe that's the case. But I'm telling you right now, when I watch you on the court, brother, you are not the picture of health that you proclaim to be right now. Because
None,
you know,
none of our centers are.
look,
None of our centers are.
two fast breaks in a row. Oh, you've been over. You gonna foul somebody so you can get a breather. Man, stop it, stop it.
Yeah, absolutely right,
I'm with
man.
Freddie. So if you're not playing well, look, Deion Sanders always said, if you dress well, you play well, you get paid well, right? That look, some one of those three things is missing right now. You want to get paid well, but you're not playing well. And I don't care how you dress. That doesn't matter to me one way or another. I need you
Not
to
at all.
play. I need you to perform when you're on the court.
How many times have we argued gone back and forth about if
Oh
he
man,
deserves the bag?
we've been talking about Mitch for a hot minute. And no, I went one way. So we have both flipped the sides of the coin that we were originally on.
Right, right. You
I'm back
did,
on
you did, yeah, you did because you thought we were seeing, a different
an
Mitch.
upgrade. Yeah, an upgrade. Yep. At the
Yeah,
beginning of the
you
season.
thought that, yeah,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
and that
I
was
did.
what was that? Like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago,
4 weeks ago. Yep.
about 4 weeks ago. Where are we
Yep.
at?
But
Where are we at?
I'm back to where I was before now.
Absolutely.
I'm back to my original
But you said that you weren't giving him anything until after the All-Star break,
That's right. I did say that. I did say that.
and this is
And and,
before we
and this is
flipped
why.
it. And
Yes.
this is why. And
And
this is
this
why.
is why. I would say this, and people want to know about tonight's game. I would say this, and I heard somebody say, I saw Rob. I thought it was Rob and Nick that said that Houston has 6 players out on protocol tonight, right?
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
what I don't want to have happen with this game, right? There is no reason we should lose it. Well, there's a lot of reasons we could lose this game, but there is no reason we shouldn't lose this game,
You
right?
can't go down 5 games. You can't
We
go down
have
five
this,
games.
and somebody said in the chat a few minutes ago. The veterans, the starting five, we have nobody in the starting five is out on protocol right now. Nobody. So they should be able to come out in my mind, and in the way I envision a starting five. They come out, they set the tone, they set the pace, they put you in a situation to where the only thing the bench has to do is come in and maintain status quo. Right? That's
Yeah,
all they need to do.
yeah.
But that has not been the way that the Knicks have operated thus far. What we have happened is the starter five is out there, and then 9 times out of 10, the bench has to come in and dig you out of the hole. And then once you get out of that hole, the hope then is that the starting five can come back in, or those starting players can come back in and maintain whatever lead that we have, you know, uh, uh, surpassed, or
Hmm.
if we're close enough to make a run later on down the line. But that's a whole nother story because
Right.
we are historically a horrible team in the third quarter.
Hmm.
Horrible in the third quarter.
I'm gonna tell you us in a nutshell. We either come out sluggish in the first quarter and are down
Yeah.
20.
Yep.
Second quarter, or let's say the first quarter that we're maybe down like a few points or so.
Mm-hmm.
Second quarter will be sluggish again and be down 20.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll flip it again.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be up, you know, for argument's sake, let's say we're up 4 points.
Right.
In the third quarter, will really come out sluggish.
Yeah. Yes.
Will The other team will win will win it 30 something to our 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the fourth quarter, we're trying to make a comeback. We'll get the lead, but we've expended so much
Energy.
energy
Yeah. Yeah.
that they'll eventually get back the lead
They have
and
no
never
way.
relinquish it. And
Yeah.
not relinquish it.
I'm with you. That makes look. I'm gonna tell you. This is how. And ladies and gentlemen, America, you don't have to go back too far to realize what I'm about to tell you. If you did not watch the game that we played against the Golden State Warriors, you don't have to go back and watch the game. Go go back to any sporting media, whatever your favorite search tool is, and Google box score for the New York Knicks against the Golden State Warriors. For the first and second quarter, we were in the game. The third quarter, ladies and gentlemen, third quarter, I
Both
believe the
teams
score
struggle.
was.
Both teams struggle.
They did. We did, but we struggled more than Golden State because I think the score was like 20. They scored 24 points in the third. We scored 16 points. Now, and this is where I talk about the head coach's decision not to make substitutions. He had 3 times out. 3 times
Mhm.
out, Kev. 3. The
Three.
first one, he made no substitution.
None.
The second one, he made no substitution.
None.
The third one, you know what substitution he made? He took Alec Burks out of the game and subbed Emmanuel quickly for Alec Burks, but left Evan Fournier. He left the hip rider on the court. Man, stop it, Kev. What are we doing right now? What are we doing? What are we doing? In what universe does that make sense?
It
Please
doesn't.
tell me. Please,
It doesn't.
look, man, look. I'm about to go into my Marvel verse. I'm about to go into the multiverse and go someplace else to where the New York Knicks are really good. And
And
we have a game plan at winning basketball.
yeah. And Troy Flit says Mitch is trash. How can I not argue with him? How
I,
can
I,
I
would,
not? How can I argue that?
I would
I
say this.
can't.
I
That's the
would,
narrative. Those are the narratives that are going to start coming out. See, I told you. The media is already saying this about us already. Told you. Last year was a fluke. Last year was
I would say this, Kev. I would say that I believe I believe that Mitch has the ability to get better. I believe that. I truly believe that in my heart of hearts. I believe that the situation right now dictates it's bringing the worst out of everyone that's on this team. Because your head coach is not putting these players in a position to be successful.
to be
So
successful.
when that happens, and that's when people feel like when you feel like you're being attacked, you
Hmm.
automatically go into the defensive mode. And
Yep.
I'm not looking internally to see how I can improve. What I'm doing is I'm trying to keep you up off me. So it's not about what my faults are. It's about what your faults are. And
Exactly.
that's how that discord or that discontent starts in the locker room. And that's when I say last year I believe these guys were playing for one another. This year, not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much at all.
Not so much.
And and
Not
and,
so
and
much.
again, I talked about on Freezy show earlier today. I
Yeah.
talked about having an adult in the room. So at some point, I needed an adult in the front office. So when people start the good idea fairies show up and say, you know what, I think it's a great idea for us to go out and try to sign Evan Fournier. Oh, why? Because you have ties with Orlando Magic.
Yeah, he's
No,
starting to. Yeah,
let's not do that anymore.
Perry's starting to lose me, and I
Yeah,
was one of Perry's biggest.
I'm lost. I'm
Yeah,
lost. I'm
yeah,
done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm
yeah.
done. So when you, as soon as you open your mouth and say, "Hey, I think," and I'm gonna cut you off and I'm gonna say, if you say something about the Orlando Magic or a player that plays for Orlando, I'm gonna throw you out the window. I'm throwing you out the window. So don't open your mouth and say.
What did it start with? What did it start with? As long as he's
Everyone
been
was
here,
the third
what did it
player.
start with?
Everyone was the third player that we got for Orlando.
It
I'm not
started with
kidding.
it started with Emmanuel Mudiay.
Mm.
It
Look
started
and
with
look, and people don't even know who that is right now. They gonna have to go Google him. They're gonna have to go Google him and be like,
Was
what?
wasn't he like the eighth? Wasn't he the eighth pick in the draft?
I don't even know.
That was the
And
KP.
that's how irrelevant he is. I don't even know.
Then after that, Mo Harkless,
Come, stop it,
and
Kev.
now the icing on the cake,
The hip man, the hip rider.
the hip rider, where
Man,
they should have, where they should have, who I and myself and Sim was vouching to get was Terrence Ross.
okay. I mean,
That's
and
who I wanted.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I've realized about the front office. Anybody that has been in the front office and the people that currently occupy the front office,
Hmm.
they're like safe picks, right? They will go and get someone to say I made a move, but they're not willing to put their neck out. But I can't say that because whoever did this Fournier signing and this Kimber signing, there was risk involved. So I guess I can't go out and say they're not willing to take risk. But to actually go out and sacrifice something to get someone to get an asset on this team or assets on this team that are going to move the needle, we don't do that. What we do is we try to sell and again and Freezy said this before. The MVP of this organization that nobody talks about, nobody ever talks about, is the PR department for the New York Knicks organization. They are undefeated right now because
Yeah,
they will spin a web of stuff that I mean they will make diarrhea smell like potpourri. I'm telling you, they do that, and they will have you all over here saying, "Yeah, they did it with Fournier and Kim." Oh, we got these guys, and people will say that they're washed up, but they're doing this, this, and this. So, as Knicks fans, we say, okay, well, we said, after last season, we needed shooting, right? We're willing to give up. We're willing to sacrifice a little bit of defense for offense because we need to surround Randall with shooters so we
right,
can kind of move this thick man, stop playing.
right, right.
Stop.
G. Robinson says Terrence Ross is a shooting guard best used off the bench, not a starter. Well, I could tell you, G. Robinson, right now, he would do 10 times better than what Evan Fournier is doing right now.
The hip rider.
The hip rider. He would not. He would score. Terrence Ross would score more than. What did Evan Fournier score last game? What? Just 2 points?
2 points. Two. Right here. This Benny. Right here. This Benny, ladies and gentlemen.
Pitiful.
You can spin it any way you want, but it's still 2 points.
It's still 2 points.
This is so funny. Look, you got to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, and how much is he making?
What, 18 a year? Something like that? Come on, Kev. Come on, then. Really?
And ladies and gentlemen, you see me rubbing my head. I'm doing the Malcolm X, rubbing my head and everything because
I would say this. I would say this, Kev. And people are asking, you say all that to say what? I say all that to say this. Until
wait, real quick. Long Island Sound 1 is asking, what does hip rider mean?
That means okay. Let me educate those that came in late, right? So I want you to go back and watch Evan Fournier play defense, and tell me the whole time that he's playing defense, he's riding somebody's hip all the way to the basket. That's what hip rider. That's it. When I talk about hip rider, that's Evan Fournier trying to play defense, getting beat, and then he's stuck on somebody's hip trying. And 9 times out of 10, it ends up being a foul in the most inopportune time in the game. But that's where hip rider comes from because he can't play defense. He can't play defense, and the shot's not falling. So what good are you on the basketball court for 25 plus minutes? That's hip rider right there.
Offenses will come out and say, "Yeah, we're going to key in on this guy right here. We're going to key."
Why would you not?
Yeah.
Why would you look? I'm gonna tell you, and this is what if I'm the opposing like tonight when we play against the Houston Rockets, if I'm the Houston's head coach, I'm gonna put my most young athletic person that has that fire and desire in their eyes. I'm gonna put them on Evan Fournier, and I'm gonna have them take him to the bucket every single time and dare him to stop. And guess what's gonna happen? Watch him tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Look, America. America. I'm telling you right now. Watch Evan Fournier tonight. He's gonna solidify his new name as Hip Rap. Watch.
And if Sergeant Nix is wrong, like usually he is, even if he is wrong tonight about Evan
I'm never
Fournier
wrong, bro.
and he scores over 20, it's still to for me and
I'm never
him,
wrong, man.
for me and Sergeant, it don't make a difference because where was his production last game or the last game?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, again, I hate to keep harping on. So when we have success, it's hard for me to get excited about the success that we have, just because of we've been rooted in mediocrity and just bad
Hmm.
basketball play for so long. It's hard for me to get excited when we do have glimpses of success. Again, there is no reason. Well, there's a bunch of reasons, but we should win this game tonight, Kev. But I don't. I mean, I just feel like I'm sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop. Literally, that's what I'm sitting here waiting on. We could be up by 15 in the first half, but after halftime, I'm sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop.
G. Robinson says even Evan is a 14 points per game scorer for 11 years. What do you realistically expect?
I would expect for him to give me at least 9 points a game. I mean, I ain't asking for 11. Can I get nine? Could I get you to shoot your average? Could I get you to stop somebody? You know what I'm saying? I could put Clifford the big red dog out there on the basketball court, and he'll drive to the basket and score you. What
That's
are
a
we
good
talking
one.
about right
I
now?
like that one. I like that one.
But stop playing with me right now, man.
How many points did Golden State beat us by?
I don't even know. Let me see. Golden States 105 to 96.
So that's 9 points, right?
Yep.
Give me that nine, and we're in overtime.
I mean, if you put Kevin Knox on this is the crazy part, right? Again, we go back to this rotational thing. Kevin Knox, one guy that we have buried on the bench the entire season. If you take the contributions from a Mitchell Robinson and a Nerlens Noel and combine them, Kevin Knox outperformed both of them together by himself.
By
What are we
himself.
doing? What are we
By
doing?
hims-
What are we doing right now? Really? What? Man, stop it, kid. Stop it. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I agree with Worldwide L. Worldwide L says this season feels like a bad dream. Hoping someone wakes me up. Look, every day, L, every
Salute
day,
worldwide L. Salute worldwide L.
no doubt.
Salute, salute. That's my man right there. I mean, Mitch is his boy and everything, but even he's got to admit that he's not the same Mitch that had that fire. Now, I'll say Mitch had fire like for 3 seasons. I just don't see it this year. I don't
I
see it
mean,
with a lot of them.
people are worried about the wrong things, Kev. This is what it is. Let's be honest right now, right? People are worried about. I go back to things when we talk about paying people money, especially when we talk about contract renegotiations and things like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Name me someone in recent history, right, that has gotten paid and has performed above the contract that they were awarded. Because most people that get paid take a backseat, they backslide. They go the other way. Look, and I am not by any stretch of the imagination anywhere remotely or can be anywhere associated with being a Dallas Cowboy fan, right? And
Mm-hmm.
from my backdrop right here, I'm anything but a Dallas Cowboy, right? But
Yeah.
think about before Elliott got that big payday. Oh, he was running between tackles. He was doing all this stuff. As soon as he got paid, what happened? Oh, my pinky toe hurt. I can't get up out of bed. I need my sugar pops before I go to training. Man, stop it. Right?
Okay. So now, in these last 15 minutes, Last 15 minutes. It's funny you say that about the contract. What do you think of Randall that he's got his money now?
I will say this. I think that, to be honest with you, Kev, I believe that the monies that Randall received were deserved. Let's say that. Number one, I believe that he was deserved the money that he got. I
Okay.
believe that in negotiations, certain things were promised that have not been delivered thus far. So if I'm the person on your team that, I'm not saying you're building around me, but I'm the best asset you have right now, and I'm
Hmm.
the person that you can use to get other assets to come play with me.
Right.
So I am expecting, if I'm taking this, if I can get 130 million, that's what I'm worth, right? I can get 130 million. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna take a $27 million pay cut because I want to leave you money on the table to go out and get me, some a great supporting cast so we can continue to move this franchise forward. I expect you to do that.
Right.
That's not what happened. They took a stab at it and it did not work. So now do they go back to the drawing board and say, well, we boogered this up over here. I'm gonna give you this money, continue to play basketball? No, they're not gonna do that. They're not
Mm-mm.
gonna do that. So
Mm.
now I have to ride out this contract that I have. I said I took a pay cut for you to go get me some help, and you're not giving me no help. So I'm not sure where his headspace is right now. Him
Right.
being Julius Randle, I'm not sure. I know we've seen, different sides of him. One night he has 10,
Hmm.
the other night he scores 31 points. So we don't know which Julius Randle we're going to get. I think right now, last year Randle was laser focused on what he needed to do for the team.
Hmm.
This year, I don't think he has a clue from night to night what he needs to do. The only thing that Julius Randle knows is when Tibbs gets in a bad situation, he hears that voice in the back of his head talking about ISO, ISO, ISO. Come on, man. Stop. Stop breaking. Look, Tibbs be breaking glass when you don't need to be breaking glass in case of emergency. You know what I'm saying? You put a plan together with the people you got on the court and trust the players that are on the court to do the best they can do. And if they're not doing their job, then you sub them, Tibbs. You sub them. Don't leave Nerlens Noel on the court for 20 plus minutes and he ain't giving you nothing but 2 rebounds. Man, boy, look, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired, Kev.
We're all tired.
I'm sick and tired, man.
We're
I,
all
I, I,
tired,
don't, I
man.
don't understand.
We're all tired.
I don't
We're all tired.
understand.
I wasn't expecting this year to go the way it's going.
Not even
Um.
almost. Not even almost. So, but this is my question, Kev, and I think this is what I want to know from you. And we're all frustrated. We're all tired of seeing what we see night in, night out when we come out and we watch the Knicks play basketball, right? At what point do we say enough is enough and something has to change? When does that happen? Are we waiting
It should be
till
happening now.
it should be? You're right. You're absolutely right.
It should be happening now.
I'm not. I'm trying to figure out what we're waiting for. Are we waiting for us to get into this trade situation to where we start, doing all these outlandish things, saying we can go get this person, that person? Are we
I
waiting
don't
for
want.
after the All Star break? What are we waiting for?
Okay. On the real.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone. I
Okay.
don't want anyone. But then again, I don't want to keep what I have either.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With Fournier.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep him. We got these three rookies. Let's integrate them into the team.
So what I hear you saying, without saying it, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what I hear you saying without saying it is you ready for a rebuild. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but based on what you just told me,
I don't believe it would be a rebuild because I think these guys are just as good,
mm,
can get the job done,
mm-hmm,
can carry us just as well as
mm-hmm.
what we have.
Okay.
So, in other words, I think Deuce McBride can be just as good as a as a Kimball Walker, I
Mhm.
definitely think that Grimes could be just as good as a Fournier, and until Fournier
Better.
shows me
Yes.
better, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
You know the
and
difference in Fournier and Grimes. I don't mean to cut you off. The difference
yeah,
between Fournier and Grimes is hungry. Fournier has lost that hunger, bro. He look. I'm gonna tell you when you say the Frenchman, and there is nothing of, and I ain't gonna say that because that would be disrespectful to the country of France. So I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just saying that sometimes I believe that the bright lights and the hard life of New York City, Gotham City, I think that's a little bit too much for one Mr. Hip Rider. I just believe
I, yeah, I'm not going to argue with you that on that. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
I'm just saying.
When you are an opposing player coming into the Garden, you don't have to worry about anyone. Um, you don't have any pressure.
Right. That's right. The other,
Now that you, I've said this on many occasions. I've said this on many occasions. The New York Knicks jersey is probably the heaviest jersey in all sports.
in basketball, I would say that in basketball.
I would say all round.
Yeah, I. mm,
Okay, let's go back. I say any New York jersey, whether it's the
okay,
Jets,
I
the
can go with that.
Giants,
I can go with that.
the
'Cause
Rangers,
yeah,
or the Knicks,
yeah, I'm
those are
with you.
the heaviest jerseys to put on.
I'm with you.
I'm not
I'm with
saying
you.
Brooklyn because Brooklyn, I still believe, is New Jersey anyway. They just been transplanted in Brooklyn.
I'm with you.
That's why. Let's be real. That's why Kyrie and Durant didn't come here
Well,
because they think,
Kevin Middleton has a point, right? So I think that when you talk about all sports, and people will say that the Yankees are one of the most successful franchises in all of sports, right?
right,
But and people would say that they bought their championship because they bought their team. I would say that whomever the person was that was marshaling that era was smart in the way they spent money and they went out and got assets that would make the team better. And you would think that any owner would want to do that and would want that from their franchise, right? Um,
right.
I say all that to say this. I believe right now I agree with you from the standpoint that we have on our roster right now, as currently constructed, the things we need to move forward into the future. What we need to do is we need to orchestrate a plan to be able to start cultivating those assets and that talent, right? Now, put these guys in a situation to where they're able to be successful night in, night out. Am I saying start all our youngers? That's not what I'm saying. You got veterans to start and let them go out and do whatever you need for them to do.
Yeah,
But
but
at the same time, you still need to get these young guys some playing time.
yes, the roster that I just gave to you under a Tibbs tutelage, they can be just as good.
Yeah, I mean,
Derrick Rose, Jakeem Noah, Taj Gibson, they all came to um underneath Tibbs a year into their careers.
so you
Because
just
remember,
said you just said something that was instrumental. So once it's different if you have to go out and decide who you want to go get and then develop that talent versus coming to a system that already has talent and the only thing you have to do is not muck it up. That's a difference. That's different. So right now, what we're saying is when we talk about the draft picks that we made this off season, people say these are Tibbs guys, right? Um,
hmm
and I would not disagree with them. But okay, they could be Tibbs guys, but what are you doing to develop them? They could fit the mold of exactly what you want in a professional basketball player, but what are you doing to develop? Where you
legitimate
going?
question, legitimate question, legitimate question.
I'm telling you right now. I believe this, and I know we're about to come up on. We got about 7 minutes left, but I will leave it at this. Number one, I don't want to see us lose this game tonight, But I'm
No.
telling you right now, if we keep going down this path doing the same thing night in and night out, I don't see anything change. And at some point, we have to start holding people accountable for what they're not doing. Whether you're a player, whether you're a coach, or whether you're in management. Some people got to start being held accountable to make this franchise better.
Well, here's the thing. Our supreme leader, Mr. One Uncle Freezy, had had before the season even began, put the front office on notice. And I thought, oh, you don't can't put the front office on. This is only their second year and everything. I can now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one other thing that I want to cover real quick, right? And I understand people have an affinity to a thought that they believe that just because someone is successful in one franchise or one organization, you can bring them here and they still have the same level. That's a fallacy, ladies and gentlemen. Don't believe
That
that.
is a fallacy. That
Don't
is a
believe
definite fallacy.
it's a different system. You have a different supporting cast, and just the way that the game is played. You think in your mind should not change your productivity, but it will. I'm telling you right now, it will. So and don't keep bringing me players that are over the age of 30
Yeah,
on
I've heard you say that. I've
the
heard you say
downside
that.
of their career.
I definitely have heard you say that.
Don't what are you coming here for? I got young players I'm trying to develop to build a foundation for this organization. Why do I need a 30 plus year old player if I'm not contending for a championship?
I've heard you say that.
Now, don't get it twisted. I can get I unless you're gonna bring in a Taj Gibson 1 year left on his contract, whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna transition him from the basketball court to the coaching staff.
Right.
That's different. That we have a plan for that. But don't keep bringing me these guys in here thinking that they're going to change the face of the franchise. Please
Mm-hmm.
stop it. Stop it right
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely.
Look, if this is what you believe, America, listen. If this is what you believe, but
America, you really don't have to listen to him
yes,
because
you do, America. You do. Don't look.
you do
Look.
not. America, you
Talk
do
to the
not
hand.
have to listen to. You
Look.
do not have to listen
Talk
to
to
him.
the hand. Talk to the hand. Hey, America, check this out. If you are living on the Wish Creek right now, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get online. Go to the Disney website, get you some tickets to Disneyland. Come on down to Orlando, spend some time in the Magic Kingdom, and everybody in the family will be happy. I'm telling you right now, because that's essentially
All right.
what
See,
the economy that you
you
got going on.
messed up now. You can't say Disneyland because Disneyland is out in California. That's the
Disney
first
World,
thing.
Disneyland, Disney, whatever. Mickey Mouse is Mickey
It's
Mouse. I don't care, Kev.
Walt Disney World.
Whoever, you know what I'm talking about. Tinkerbell with the little wavy flag. I don't care, Kev.
Yeah, listen, Disneyland is totally different from Walt Disney World.
I
You live
don't
in a
care.
state. What are you talking about?
I don't care, Kev. They ain't giving me no wins. They ain't giving
Unless
New
you,
York Knicks no wins.
Man, unless you lived in another state other than California or Florida, you cannot get those wrong.
I can. I just did.
Yeah, you got it
On one
wrong.
TV.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, look, that's the same thing Tim does every night. So what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? But hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hey, thank you all for coming out and checking out the pod couple. Like my co-host said, we're here every Thursday night, unless the New York Knicks are playing like 7:30. And we always bow out to the Knicks because we're all about this Knicks thing. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing your support. We appreciate it for everything that you do and all the
if you haven't hit the likes button, please smash that likes button for us. It shows that we're doing a great job. How many likes we got so far?
46.
And how many people are watching?
31 right now.
Oh, okay.
That are left in here.
All right. But yes, indeed. And subscribe to the channel, everyone.
Please
We have Lawrence Tears has great content. We have Knicks in the morning. We have what's so funny?
Man Child says, peace, grumpy old man.
Good one, man, child. Absolutely, because I'm young. I don't have no gray right yet.
You, you got that, baby. You can't grow no facial hair. Let's just be clear.
I can grow it. I just
No,
choose to
no,
shave it.
no, 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 no.
I just choose to shave it. But yeah, Lawrence Tears has great
Content.
content.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, content. What's the show that our nemesis, Mr. Ghetto
Next
Intellect
freestyle.
and
Next freestyle.
Freestyle
Next
has Knicks
freestyle.
Freestyle on Wednesdays at 7:30, I think it is.
I think so.
Is-
Yeah.
Okay. Um Again, you have the um Knicks in the morning
After
drive
party.
in the
After
morning,
party.
and then
Next
you have
morning.
the Knicks morning yep, you have the
Yep.
after party, and then on Sunday you have
Old
what
school
is
Knicks.
old school Knicks with my man Mr. AD.
Yep.
Anthony
And Uncle
AD.
Freezy. And then you got the show with what's the name? Freezy, help me out. The name of the show with Soulfinger and Stafford Don. What's the name of the show? And when are they on? He's here, but he's not here.
Yeah, but
But they're here. So I mean, if you guys subscribe to the channel,
channel, you'll get
you'll
all
get
that.
all this.
You'll get all that content. Get all that
But
content.
again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. God bless.
God bless you all.
Good night. Enjoy the game tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
And remember, it's always on the one. Always on the one. So let's get it done. All right. Take care, y'all. God bless you.
Peace.
Peace.